Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So still nothing really going on. We are basically hovering on the top here. You can see last week we rejected it. This week we've been above it, but we are still looking like we're rejecting it, and the separation of our oscillators is now almost coming to an end. Not over yet, but not really moving like you would expect it. This is one of the first times I've seen oscillators separate far apart like this, and price doesn't move aggressively. So we are waiting for quite a bit of data today, basically CPI data, and the Fed's coming out later on as well. So I suspect we are going to do the same as what we did yesterday. So from a 3-hour perspective, trend is up, but we do have a crossover here. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see us just bounce around back into the range. And I'm just going to put this bottom over here in as well. Those are the areas we need to pay attention to. Look at the hour. Big gap up. As I suggested yesterday, that gap more than likely going to get closed. That's what happened. So if you did get in for that scalp, congratulations. But what we're looking for now is opportunity to buy. There was an opportunity to buy, a very short-lived one. Now the big question is this just a trend line so that we are basically following? So in other words, is that a flat bottom triangle for a move to the downside? Or is this a move up flag for a break of the trend line? Your guess is as good as mine at the moment. There's too much data coming out, so and we've had too much sideways motion in the past couple of days. So I'm not convinced either way. I really am not convinced either way. This kind of nonsense is not something that you want to be trading. You could have grabbed this long here, but that to me is just before, it's about an hour and a half before the US markets open. Not quite something that I normally like trading. I like switching across the US markets in the afternoon. So that was the only opportunity. We're now back at this bit of structure here, and you can see we're not really doing anything. If you just pay attention to the daily as well, that was let's just get rid of this. Oh, come on. There we go. So you can see that's a shooting star. Gap up, shooting star. So shooting star, pin bar, and I just want to get no break above that. So looking at the daily, pin bar, engulfing bar, oscillators group to the upside, shooting star, and that just indicating that we are not getting through this level. But the trend is really strong to the upside, so I'd be very reluctant to jump in short just yet. I'd want better confirmation before worrying about a short. I might get it today on the 15 minute. So what I mean by that is there is your structure at the moment. Price is right on it, so that's 15. What's that? 15,692. You can see we haven't really found support there, and we haven't found resistance there. We are looking at finding support at the moment. We do have a bit of a crossover of the moving averages, so strong possibility of a breakthrough, retest of that, and then a move down to come and close some of these gaps. There's one right there, and I think there was another one. Yes, there's one there, and there's one right at the bottom here, a small one right at the bottom here. So I suspect we're probably, if we just zoom out to the 3-hour, we're probably going to drop down to the bottom of this range, which is going to be 15,511. So that is against the trend. So what you'd want to do is, if you've got the time, look at the 5-minute, 6-minute chart, and you'll see we have a confirmation here of a reversal on the 5 minutes brewing already. We do have gaps all over the place though, so be very careful. But there's also lots of 5-minute gaps to the downside. Look at them all. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. So there's a lot of structure to the downside as well. That's kind of the way I'd be playing this. I think we're probably going to drift lower rather than drift higher, or alternatively just into a tight range. It just depends what the data is going to come out later on this afternoon. But just looking at the daily, we've had multiple months. We've had 2 months trying to get through this level. We haven't got through it, and we don't have diversions or anything. So that's the other thing we need to pay attention to. A little bit of divergence here, coming up to a crossover. If we do get another crossover to the downside, I suspect we're going to more than likely move into this area. It's going to form a big range, I think. That's kind of what I'm anticipating at the moment. So anyway, enough waffle from me. That's kind of my view for today. There is more than likely a short scalp on offer, but it's going to be break, retest of this area. Then you are looking for a 23-point stop loss, and you're looking for around 70-point gain. So fairly decent risk to reward, just not much pips on the offer. But you increase your trade size to combat that, to stay within your risk profile. Anyway, that's kind of my view for today. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.